I haven't thought about it at all, but I haven't sat down and really put a lot of time into, what I'm looking for. And, so I've just been focusing on the season, focusing on my teammates and how I could be better as a player, as a leader, and everything else comes after that, and it comes after the season.
Same day, Kevin Durant was asked about his impending free agency and called Porzingis a unicorn. The Thunder beat the Knicks 128-122 in OT with KD scoring a season-high 44 points. Stephen A., based on what you're seeing from your Knicks, should Durant consider heading there?
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I absolutely do believe he should consider it. As you well know, Skip, his first priority is to see how things work out with Oklahoma City. From what I've been told and what I reported at the beginning of the season, if they don't win the chip, he's going to test his options. He probably will resign because that's where the most money lies for him. But at the same time, he could find himself in Los Angeles because he certainly understands that Russell Westbrook could elect to leave the season after that and go to Los Angeles himself because he started UCLA. He's from out there. Russell Westbrook loves it out there. Having said all of that, if you're Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and Kristaps Porzingis, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm thinking of the Knicks. I watched that game last night. I love, and Derek Fisher too, I love the energy that they're playing with. I love how they go at it. The Knicks are 3 games under 500. They're 2 games out of the 8th playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. And I have to tell you right now, Skip, I would encourage New Yorkers to go to the Garden and watch them play. They play with a lot of energy.
Yep.
They're feisty. They fight. Tremendous promise. I never saw him play. And I always reiterate this. When I went off on draft night, I never saw him play, never said I saw him play. What I was attacking was Phil Jackson's statements that he's a 3 to 4 year project, and I lost it because I'm like, we ain't got 3 to 4 years. You signed Melo to $122 million.
Yep.
It's now. You got to do something. And to me, the job was simple. Make the New York Knicks an attractive enough destination for a marquee free agent to sit there and legitimately give New York a look and say, hey, this is some place that I wouldn't mind being. I got to admit to you, Skip, I think Phil Jackson has pulled it off. I like what I'm seeing from Derek Williams. I like what I'm seeing from Carmelo, who is a leader on this team. I like when I see from these guys, Langston Galloway and these guys. I love what I'm seeing from Aflalo. And Porzingis, Skip, I got to tell you, I'm really impressed. I've gotten on Phil Jackson. Skip, I stand here, mea culpa. I stand here corrected. Last year was a joke. I thought he hoodwinked New Yorkers. I ain't apologizing for a damn thing that I said last year because that's what they did to us. But drafting Porzingis and doing what I seeing what I'm seeing this guy do with Melo and the rest of the crew, the energy, the ferocity, the way they compete night in, night out, and Melo's still going to be there for at least 2 to 3 more years. With Porzingis, Skip, if I'm Kevin Durant, I consider it.
Sure.
I'm not saying but I will tell you this, it's a more attractive proposition than the Lakers. The only thing the Lakers got on the Knicks right now is the weather.
Yep.
That's all they got on the Knicks right now is the weather. Phil Jackson has done a good job. I have to admit it.
Yep.
I'm on board. I'm on board. My Knick, I have not turned in my Knick card. I'm on board. I got to admit it.
Well, I told you at the end of yesterday's show, I was very intrigued that Kevin Durant went out of his way the day before to not just compliment, to gush about a 7'3" rookie from Latvia, to the extent that he went unicorn on Porzingis, which indicated to me, I think that didn't just pop off the top of Kevin's head. I think he'd thought about it. And he wanted to say that, and he did say that. And then at the shoot-around before the game last night, yesterday's shoot-around yesterday morning, Kevin Durant, who can be a little prickly occasionally, it was intriguing to me that he did not scold the reporters for asking him about free agency, which drives him crazy after a while, and I don't blame him for that because he gets asked just repetitively on the road about how about here, how about there, how about here, how about there. Get that. but Kevin was receptive to the questions, which indicated to me he would at least be receptive to considering playing in the Mecca that is New York City and that Madison Square Garden. And he lit up last night and lit up the Garden. It's 44-14, most anybody scored against the Knicks all year. Now, if your man Aflalo had gotten that buzzer beater to fall at the end of regulation, we'd be having a little different conversation, because that would have meant that the Thunder, well, it wouldn't change the conversation, but they would have lost 2 straight on the road to the Nets and the Knicks. But the point is, I'm going to stand by what I say. I just believe that Kevin will leave. I just believe it, and it has something to do with Russell Westbrook. They've never been a great clique. And I think both of them would like to see how they could do as solo acts elsewhere. And you could be right. Maybe it's Westbrook who winds up back in Los Angeles, where he obviously is from and went to college. And maybe it's Kevin. Maybe he would think, hey, Phil Jackson, Derek Fisher, Porzingis, Carmelo still, obviously, for another couple of years. Why not? I think he'd have fun there. I think it'd be a great spot for him. So I'm happy we're talking about it.
Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant have a great relationship, man. And they got a lot of love for one another. And whatever your trepidation is, I can assure you. I'm saying whatever your trepidation, whatever your trepidation is, I don't believe they have it with one another. I mean, do. I'm not knocking.
I do.
Okay, what I'm saying to you is whatever you see is valid, because you're watching them play.
It's what I hear.
I'm just saying to you,
what I hear.
And I've heard otherwise. So
okay,
that's fair.
well, I've heard very much the opposite of what you've heard.
Well, you know a lot of people in Oklahoma City,
I do.
so I'm not gonna refute that. I'm not gonna challenge you on that. I'm not gonna challenge you on that. I can tell you that they both have said to me in the past, which once again just refutes everything Kevin Durant says, because I have spoken to Kevin Durant in the past about it. They've refuted all of that.
I know they do.
To their credit.
And they should.
Yeah.
And one thing we all know for sure, KD likes New York. Kevin Durant's career average of 31.7 points per game at Madison Square Garden is as high in any NBA arena. That's the highest for any active player.
Impressive.
He shines in your city.
I don't know if he'd like the taxes. Trust me on that.
We know someone else who doesn't like those taxes.
Would be a problem.
Yes, we know someone else who's concerned about. You know when taxes are an issue?
Yes.
When you make a lot of money. Yeah, it becomes
I'm glad you think so.
I'm
glad you think so. You don't feel when you're paying all those taxes, you don't feel like you're making a lot of money. That's the problem.
Maybe he should go play for my Spurs. No taxes.
How
about that?
Good call, Skip.
Let me tell you something. Texas, Florida, they'd be my destination.
Stephen A., you know where the taxes are better than New York and Cali, too? Bristol, Connecticut. We're right here waiting for you, my friend.
Not much better. Not much better. 6.7%. 6.7%.
Let's stay.